I don't remember the actual impact. I do remember the sensation of moving. And that's when my car rotated before it came to rest on its side.
On August 4th, 2013, 19-year-old Tulane University student Katie Lentz was on her way to church when she was hit head-on by a drunk driver.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Katie, who was pinned in her car, remembers talking to one couple who stopped to help.
I just remember, asking, is this real life? Is this really happening?
How many vehicles are involved?
Then she made a simple request.
I asked them to pray out loud.
Katie would make the same request to everyone who came to her aid. One of them was Deputy Sheriff Richard Adair of Ross County, Missouri, the first responder to arrive. Not a praying man himself, he didn't think it would matter.
Honestly, I never thought she would walk again, let alone survive.
But Katie knew her life depended on others praying.
I couldn't pray out loud the way I was used to and the way I wanted to because I was weak, my body was in pain, and so I needed other people to do that for me, and that gave me that encouragement.
Emergency crews arrived to find the car lying on the driver's side with Katie still trapped. She was badly hurt and bleeding, but there was little they could do until they got her out of the car. New London Fire Chief Raymond Reed.
Sean McCourt from the New London Fire Department, he was inside the vehicle with her to maintain her C-spine to prevent any further damage.
By now, Air Evac Life Team from Blessing Hospital in neighboring Quincy, Illinois, was en route. Meanwhile, Katie's mom, Carla, got the call from state police.
This is a very serious accident. I need you to prepare yourself, and I need you to hold on to your faith.
Immediately, Carla and Katie's dad, Ed, started praying and getting word out that their daughter needed prayer.
People all across the city were starting to get calls, even into the churches. They didn't know the circumstances except Katie Lentz was in an accident.
When Air Evac Life Team arrived, Flight Nurse Dusty Wheeler took over monitoring Katie's vital signs.
We had a hard time checking blood pressures and really getting to her. We needed to get her out of the car because we could just tell, her skin was getting cooler and damper, and it was a lot harder to feel her pulses.
Then, an hour into the rescue, a piece of equipment failed. They had to dispatch the Hannibal Fire Department, who had the equipment they needed, but they were 30 miles away.
We were so close, but yet it seemed so far away because we could not make them final cuts and get the dash and the steering column out of her lap.
Flight Nurse Wheeler reminded Chief Reed what was at stake.
If we don't get her out soon, she's gonna die.
We had to make a move, we had to do something, and we had to do it quick.
Meanwhile, bystanders and rescue teams had responded to Katie's request and were praying out loud. Katie says those prayers gave her hope.
I never thought I was going to die. I thought that they were just going to get me out. I didn't know how long it was taking, but I thought I was going to be alive.
Then finally, the Hannibal Fire Department arrived with the jaws of life. Rescuers gently laid the car over on its wheels. They made the last cut to free Katie.
That was the first time that my legs had been moved since that point. So when they pulled me out, pain was excruciating.
By the time the chopper landed at Blessing Hospital, Katie was stable, but still bleeding and in critical condition. Orthopedic trauma surgeon Rena Stewart was waiting. X-rays showed just how badly Katie was injured.
She had both of her femur bones, her thigh bones broken, one in two places, terrible break. Her tibia bone, the shin bone on the right side, was an open or compound fracture, meaning that the bones were sticking out of her leg, literally.
But Katie had gotten there in time and held on long enough for Dr. Stewart and team to stop the bleeding and set her broken bones. She still needed prayer as she faced multiple surgeries and months of rehab.
The pain she had to endure, That was the hardest, because I wish I could have taken it. Very much. That was the hardest.
As Katie and her family hung on to their faith and prayer, others in the hospital took notice.
And that's where I really see her faith having an impact. I never got the why me, and I feel sorry for myself, and I get to be angry at the world for this. It's a terrible thing, and it happened, but their faith brought them peace with it, and that impacts everything.
I believe God gave me supernatural peace. The officials told me I never cried, screamed, or got hysterical, and I believe that the Holy Spirit was with me to guide me and to reinforce that within me.
That's just gorgeous healing. It doesn't get better than that. Every orthopedic surgeon would just be thrilled to see that.
Katie has since graduated and is working for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. She's thankful for the heroic efforts of the men and women who helped save her life. They say it was Katie's faith and prayer that helped change theirs.
The commitment that she had to God that day, it just made me think, man, if someone in that situation can stay that loyal, what's my excuse?
In these times when all you hear are bad stories, man, it's really nice to hear the good ones and to see the good ones and know that there are still people out there that have that relationship with God and have that good family relationship and strength.
And it was kind of a realization that she made it. God saved her.
Prayer is the aspect in every area of my life. You know, whether that be work, whether that be school, relationships, family, prayer is the center of it all because ultimately God is the center of my life.